Wow, this place is beautiful.
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renin sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnagan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnagan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty, instead I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renin oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right. Alphen.
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
Whoa, that came out perfect.
Hoodle, no, that's mine.
Never thought I'd see you fighting Hootle over food of all things. Normally, you share everything you have with him.
Yeah, but this is a fancy parfait. Every girl dreams of having one of these.
Is it really that big of a deal?
Please don't bring me into this.
It's always nice to eat something that fulfilling.
I can't believe I actually get to have it all for myself. Every little bite makes me so happy.
But isn't that parfait gonna cost you quite a lot more than your regular ice cream choice?
That's all the more reason for me to enjoy it. Everyone knows it takes lots and lots of sweets to stay full of energy.
Everybody, a cream monster has devoured Rinwell.
At times such as these, it would be best to just let her do as she wishes.
Yeah, definitely.
Dohalim's right. If someone's trying to enjoy their favorite food, just leave them to it and don't bother them.
Yep, can't argue with that.
I don't get women.
So good!
Damn it, Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them. Wanting to fight?
Ho! I am Lord Dohalim of Elden Menancia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one.
It's almost too strong.
It'll split it up!
We're not finished!
Dohalim! Say! Blow them away!
Lightning!
I'm ready! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! I'm on a roll now! Eagle Assault! Do it!
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Harros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, they're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
be a breeze. Get in, get out.
This one's fly!
Talon Hurricane! Flaming Meteor!
These ones can throw rings around us.
Dust to dust! Shield here!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and the bubbling to me. I'm ready. Alpha, look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade.
Hey, Poodle's quivering. I think we're about to be real lucky.
Out of our way!
This one's one!
I can carve through all activity.
Piercing Roar!
Eat dirt!
By the power of Talon
I think I'll pass on the handshake.
you apart! Piercing Roar!
Bloody high.
Burning Strike!
On a roll now.
Flaming Meteor! Nice power! Talon Hurricane!
Pick anything in armor is all mine. I'm on a roll now.
I'll stop its charge!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'll finish you!
This one's fly!
Demon
Burn
Leg!
up!
Sonic Spear!
Switch Talon Hurricane!
Eagle Rage! Ribbon! Now I'm in the
Flaming
Meteor!
Meteor!
I'll finish you here and now!
Piercing Roar!
Heal!
Glacial Fire!
Take this! Almost! Radiant Railing!
Glacial Fire!
Blazing Flame! Down on the ground! I'll
Do
finish
it!
you here and now! Kisara!
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life! I'm practically unstoppable.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
My lord!
Not in my dreams.
Negative Coming thrust! I can read your moves like a book! Bring them down!
Radiant?
Fire support!
Glacial Spear. Piercing
Now
Burn.
I'm in the group!
Leave the charge
Freeze
to me!
Lancer.
Hurricane!
Damn it! Shoot back!
Stand back. Trip it up.
Now you see what I can do! My shield will crumble!
Freeze
I'll
Lancer.
finish you here and now! You're wonderful!
This one's not fray!
Talon Hurricane!
Mega Ray.
All good things come to an end.
Mega Ray.
Raising Flame!
Sanguine Bluff.
That's enough! Raising
Down on the
Flame!
ground.
Watch this!
Arch Seals. Gemini Aqua.
Far enough!
Oh! Now I'm real mad! Talon Hurricane! Rotating Pile
Hurricane
Driver!
Strike. By the power of
Eagle Assault! Talon Hurricane!
Let's refrain from losing.
That's far
You got
Can't get out of now or never.
Burn in hell!
Begin!
So much for talking it out!
Now you'll learn!
Do it!
Goodwill! Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang! I'm gone! Finish you here now!
I'm all stopped up!
Lightning!
Mega ray! Lightning!
Make it rain! Kisara, I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
The soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Is someone making them stand guard over the Forbidden Zone?
No backing down! I can carve through
This
walls!
one's mine!
Burn! Bloody howling!
Searing flame! By the power of
Negative
flame!
gate!
Red
Trouble!
without a trace!
Watch this! Eat this! Coming in!
Explosion!
Almost! Too slow! Talon Hurricane!
Hurricane! Freeze Lancer! Lightning!
Strike Storm!
Hurricane Strike!
Crumble!
Everlasting
Gunk!
Reload!
Now I'm in the
You picked the wrong fight!
These sticks have got your name on them!
Burning Blood!
Glacial
Lightning! Here's evil!
Inferno
Lunar
Fire!
Freeze
Bloody
Lancer!
howling!
Eagle of Fire!
Awakening Blade! It's time! Ha! Watch me soar! Heavenly Crimson Blossom! Armor won't save
How
you!
about this?
Demon
Flame!
Ray! Break it,
Flame!
Duncan! Eagle Ray!
Searing Flame! Reload!
Talon Storm!
Lunar Corruption!
Soaring
Make
Blast!
it rain!
Epic! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Step back! This one's all law!
Out of my way!
In a bind?
The earth throbs with pain.
You picked the wrong fight! The flame inside me yearns
Can you
to be
take
let
it?
free!
Leave the agile ones to me.
Eat
Make it rain! Kisara, I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life! Take that! Might with blackened blade!
Going in! Searing Flame! Reload! Flaming Meteor!
I can carve through armor!
Searing Flame! Reload! I'm out of ammo! I'm all
Denied!
stopped up!
Talon Hurricane!
I'm ready! Kisara, I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
Let's see what you've got.
This one
Watch it!
One more!
That may prove a thorn in our side.
I can do this all day!
Flaming Meteor!
Death Blossom! Talon Storm!
I never miss!
I'll finish you here and now! Glitter Dragon! Armor won't save you! Anything wrong? I'll finish you here and now! Make it rain! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
I've been doing really great lately.
I won't forgive you!
I see one, eh?
That frigate does it!
Ranged attack.
Talon It's time! Ha! Watch me soar! Heavenly Crimson Blossom!
Is there anything more magnificent than the musculature of a warrior? Perhaps it is in search of this perfect beauty that I myself am drawn into battle. This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegus. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.